Good, whatever time of the day it is that you open this program. Welcome to the module 2 of the computer literacy at University of Namibia. My name is Peter Angula. I'm actually a lecturer at HP campus in the north. I'll be presenting this. Let's start with the first thing first. Now, when you start your computer, there are certain things that you will find. When you come to a computer, there are certain things that you find. First of all, let us look at this particular, look at these modules that we are talking about. I have a very slow computer. You see on here, you might not find this in your notes, but I created them just to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about. I'm going to use this for two different reasons. The first one here, the power button. When you are starting your computer, you look for a button that has this circular with a nice little stick going up like that. That's actually called a power button. It's on your laptop, it's on your tower computer, and if you want to use it, you just click on that or push it in, and that's how you power up your computer. You can also see it on this computer here, two different laptops. I think these are all laptops, two different laptops. This one is actually sort of like a rectangle stuff, and this one is a circle stuff. So but they all have this similar stuff there. Sorry for that. Then the one at the bottom here is once you push this button in, your computer will then go into what we call power on start. So it will start up and it will do all the little. Opima, are you mad? I'm trying to record this stuff. Bye. Good, whatever time of the day that you are viewing this video. My name is Peter Hangula. I'm actually at the HP campus in the north. I will be your guide in this module. The first thing that you have to do is to go back. If you go back to your module 1, we talked about the computer and its parts. So those parts are now they are now going to do something for us. We are going to start using the computer to complete our tasks. But before you start completing your tasks, you need to understand how to move around your computer, how to save your documents, how to call up programs, how to create your shortcut, etc., etc. So we are going to do that. But the first thing that you have to do is, of course, you need to switch on your computer. How do you do that? Let's have a look. First of all, let us just bring up this page here. Now, I have created this page just to show you certain things. Unfortunately, you may not find it in your notes. If you go to your module 2 notes, you may not find this. However, I mean, if you look at it, you probably remember it for your lifetime. Now, the first thing I want to show you, power button here. I want to show you that when you want to switch on your computer, when you power up your computer, you look for this button. It doesn't matter, these two buttons that I have here are actually on laptops, but even if you have a tower, you look for a button that has that circle there and that little straight stick. See there, again, same thing. So you push in that button and your computer will start. You are powering up your computer. Now, when you power up your computer, the computer will start doing a lot of things internally, which have nothing to do with you, of course, but it will help you work with your computer. First of all, it will start checking up things or what we call the peripherals that are connected to your computer. For example, your mouse. It will check, is your mouse there? Is it working? Can I talk to it? Your central processing unit is say, can I talk to it? your operating system will say, can I talk to it? And then they have that handshake. And once that they do that, they will to go and check something else. Once it's done, then you come up here to this little item here. This one at the bottom here, we normally call it a login screen. Now, if you are at UNAM, you will find that if you go into the library or you go to the computer lab, you will be asked to provide your username, top there, which is your student number, and your password, which at the beginning of the class, of course, is normally your birth date. Right. Once you've done that, you click on that arrow there, and then you'll be brought to something called, the computer will then bring you to this area. Now, it might not be the same as this, but this is what we call the desktop. The desktop is the place where you can actually start working. You don't work here, but the items that allows you to start working are mostly here on the desktop. Now, your desktop might be totally different from mine, and you might have different icons and stuff like that. So, but let's have a look at what's on the desktop. First of all, we have things, these little icons. We call them icons. These are graphic representation of whatever. Maybe a document, for example, the one I'm pointing to is a PDF document. And then there may be a representation of things called folders. We're going to talk about that. And there may be a representation of shortcuts. So this is a shortcut to Microsoft Excel. Sorry about that. I think I'm going to switch off this phone because it's actually giving me headache. All right. Now, the other stuff that we have on there, the other stuff that I'm having there is on that those icons there is at the bottom here. I have this bar here. It's called a taskbar. Now, the taskbar has a lot of things that you can use. For example, there's a start button here. Very important. We are going to come back to that. And then there are also icons. They are the same. For example, if you look at Microsoft Word here, it's the same as this Microsoft Word here. So I can actually either start Microsoft Word here or I can start it from here. However, this Microsoft Word here, because it's highlighted, it means that I have opened this program. It's working. It's actually just hidden, what we call minimize. So we minimized it there, but it's still functional. So the why this bar is called a taskbar is because when I start a task, I can hide or I can put my task on this bar. Somebody said, well, since you can do that, then why don't you just call it a taskbar? And it's called a taskbar hence. Now, if you look at most of these icons here on the taskbar, you put them there, or somebody put them there. I put them there. Well, unfortunately, this is not my computer, but somebody put them there because they want to have them close so I can start my program very fast. Just the same way that I have icons here. Of course, if I go to Start menu, I can start my programs from here, but it's much faster. If I just point here and double click and my program starts. Okay, here I don't need to double click. I just click once and my program starts. Right. So now again, if you look at the end here on the left hand, on the right hand side here, you have a lot of information. For example, you are told what the time is. I don't know whether this time is correct. No, it's correct. So it's 3 o'clock, and today's date is I don't know whether that's American or it's American calendar. So that is the 8th. That is the 8th month, the 6th day, the 6th day, and then the year. Also, because I'm using a laptop, I'm told how much time do I have left on my battery, right? And then there's another item there that allows you to set your speakers. Of course, there are quite a lot of other little items there, but you can go through them and just have a look. Mostly they are self-explanatory, so you don't have to. I don't have to waste time on that. Now let us go back to this item here. This item here, the start button, is very important, I said. And now if you click on it, it will bring up this, and this is called the start menu. Start menu has a lot of sections. This one top here, the section on top here, you see that line there, that line coming from there and going all the way down. So this is one section, then you have another section here, and you see another line here, then you have another section here, and on the left-hand side here, on the right-hand side here, you have other items. So example, I told you it's on my computer, it's somebody else, colleague of mine. So I'm using that computer to record this. Now we are going to have a look at some of this quickly. Right. Now, I mentioned the sections here. So if you look at this top section here, these are things that I like using a lot. For example, you can see computer literacy there. This is actually something I like using a lot, so I keep them here. Why do I keep them there? Because I can access them quickly. Instead of looking for them, I put them there so that I can access them. So if you have used Microsoft Word a lot, you want to have Microsoft Word there. So if you click on the start button, your Microsoft Word is there waiting for you. Of course, you can start it from the shortcut on your desktop as well. These items here, the next section here, these are items that I recently used. Yes, I have opened recently, I have opened these programs. Okay, so I can actually look at them and I can start any program from here quickly. Now, there is another little thing that you have to understand. See that arrow there? It might show, my point to the left, to the right, in this case, to the left, down, or up. But that arrow, when you see that arrow, it tells you there are other items available, other options available. So just have a look. So you can see I have all these beautiful files that were written in Microsoft Word, and I can open any one of them if I want to from this side. Right. So that happens also to Microsoft Excel and to Microsoft PowerPoint, and of course WordPad and Notepad. Right. Now the bottom part here has 3 items. First one is programs. Now, when we talk about programs, it means that everything that I have installed in this computer is, I can find it here. Any program that I have installed in this computer. For example, you can see Microsoft Office 2013, which is the program, the application software suite that you'll be using. Right. So you can see I have your 3G modem that you get from UNAP, and I have a lot of stuff here. Skype, Ponopo, the program that I'm using to record this is also here. Now, there is this item here that's called apps. Of course, most of us use this word apps. No, I have a lot of apps in my cell phone, etc., etc. Yes, the apps allows you to run some small things. For example, if I want to talk to somebody that I don't want to pay, I can use Skype. If I want to scan something, I can use Scan, etc. If I want to take a picture of myself, I can actually do that. If I want to find out some hotels around me, I can go to the food and drinks and probably find that. Okay? Of course, if you are a fitness freak, or a fitness person, I like being fit, and well, the health part is a little bit tough, but fit. You can actually find out the fitness clubs around you. So if you're in Ngwediva, you want to find out where is that this one there in Ngwediva. I've been there once, never went there. It's too difficult. Right now, at the bottom here, we have a field. If you see something like this, something you can write in, is called a field. Now, the field, this field here, is actually very important. I should say that, because it can allow you to mess up your computer if you do something funny there, or it can allow you to do a lot of useful things. For example, if I want to search for a program that I know is in this computer, but I don't want to go to the start button and go to programs and start looking for it, I can just type the name of that program there and it will pop up. For example, if I want Microsoft Word, I just type the word Word, and Microsoft Word, the application called Microsoft Word is there on top there. So it's something that you can do. Of course, there are other things you can do there. If I have a file in this computer and I don't know where I put that file, or I don't want to really look for it, I want the computer to find it for me. All I know is the name of that file. So what I can do is to tell the computer, I'll type in the name of the file and the computer will look it up, and then I can open it from here the same way. Right. So that is this part, the left part of your start menu. On the right hand side of your start menu, there is this top button there. If you are using a computer, a UNAM computer in the library, in the computer lab, etc., you might find that will be your student number. Of course, my name is not called Pima. I'm not even Paulus, but this is my colleague that I'm working with. I told you it's not my computer. If I click on this, I will be given this directory. This directory is where all the stuff that I have saved in this computer, anything that I have worked on, me, not anybody else, it will be here. For example, if I want to look for my downloaded document, so I'll just come up. Unfortunately, I can just come up here and click on that download, and I can see all the document, all the files that I have downloaded. Okay, now if I want to see all the documents that I have saved, they will be here. Now, if you are sharing a document with somebody and you haven't saved it, it will not be there. Okay? It will only be there, it will only be in document as soon as you've saved yourself. Okay, right. So that's what you can do with this area here. Right. It's very important. The other thing, if you have your computer, maybe there's something wrong with your computer and you want to quickly get one program or maybe one file out of this computer, come up here. It's much faster than to go and look for it. So it's much faster to look for a particular folder in here and actually get it out as fast as you can. All right. Again, you come back here and we go to start. And then the next item that you see here are called directories. So you have a directory called document, and you have a directory called pictures. You might have a directory called videos or music. Right? So these were created by the creator of the operating system. Unfortunately, I think I'm using Windows System 8.1, which is by Microsoft's understanding is actually Windows 9. There's no Windows 9, but that's actually what the Windows 9 looks like. Right, if there was one. Now, then your computer comes up here. Just remember, when you have this directories, if you are going to save a document, if you save a document in your computer and you don't know where you saved that document, the chances are the computer will find the extension, the end part of your file name. So remember, you have a file name, and then at the end of the file name, you have a full stop, or what we call a dot, and then you have 4 or 2 or 3 letters or some numbers at the end. Those are called file extensions. The computer will look at that and then put it in the appropriate container. So that means if you have a doc, you have a Excel, or you have a PowerPoint, or you have a PDF, it will be put in document. But if you have a picture, it will be put here. If you have a music, some kind of music, it will be put in the music container, right? Then there is this computer. Now you might find if you're using Windows 10, you will find this word, this computer. In the old days, it was just PC or computer, or my computer in our days. I'm a little bit old. So, and then you have this item here again. It says recent items. Now, remember, when we're on the left-hand side, I said if you click, if you point, please don't click, just point to it. There's a difference between clicking and pointing. When I point to something, the computer will show me all the files in that program that I have recently used. See there? That's what happens. Okay. So now again, the computer has given you this, but this is mixed up. So you can see I have Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PDF, PowerPoint, etc., etc. They are mixed up. If I want to go and find only PowerPoint, I go to this and I find my PowerPoint, etc., etc. All right. Now the next item that you'll find there is control panel. I'm going to come back to this. It's very important. We are going to have a look at that because this allows you to do a lot of settings in your computer. There's this another program here called PC settings. Unfortunately, I'm not going to touch on that as such because most of these settings here, we're going to find them here. Okay, so once we do this, you should be able to do this on your own. You should be able to look at them and understand how to go about them. For example, if you want to change your password, if you want to change your account, or you want to add somebody's account, you can quickly use this instead of coming up here. Right? Then the network access connections, they are also here, so I'm not going to touch them. Of course, we are going to have a look at these printers, but also, again, I can do it from here. So everything in here is actually the control panel, and we are going to have a look at that. Search is just search. So it's the same as going up here and searching something. So you can search a file, I can search people. This is actually, of course, if you are connected to the internet and you want to search some of your colleagues, you know their names, so you know their nicknames or whatever, and you want to ask them to find where they are, you can actually search for that. The other item that is here is something called help. Now that help is quite important. The first thing is, if you are working with a program and you have a problem, you can quickly ask people to help you. You can either ask the company, Microsoft company, to help you save maybe some of your work, or you can ask your colleagues. Okay, there are certain ways you can do that. You ask your colleagues to help you. Maybe you have a friend of yours who is in Russia and you don't have money to actually call Russia. You can send a help me request from here, just like you're doing call me back or call me that thing you do. Right. The next item that we have here is run. This is actually to run a document, to run a folder, to run something. You just run, start something. So when I click on it, I'm going to be given a field, and I'm going to be asked, what do you want to run? So you can see there, let's just say sender there. This is something for us. We can actually look at that. I think some of the people in Vendo probably have an idea what that is. In most of the northern part, we can access them, but our student can't. So that's actually the run. So now at the bottom here, we have this shutdown. Now in your computer, you might find shutdown. Of course, that is not the whole thing. There are a lot of other stuff here. Remember, I told you about these buttons, these arrows. You see them, they're telling you there are a lot of options. So you can see, you can switch off, switch user. That means you want to change the person who is logged on now. You want to get another person to log on. So that's actually what it means, switch users. Log off, that means you are just going to log off from the system, but the computer is still on. Okay. Lock, which I don't advise any student to use, is you are locking this computer so that if somebody comes up here and want to use this computer, they must know your password before they can unlock that computer. So that's not very good. You don't want to do that. Sleep, it's just sleep. It's English. If you don't know what hibernate is, please just take up your dictionary and they will tell you. Update and restart. This is, if you have your own computer, it will be able to look for patches. Somebody probably talked to you about patching your computer when you have, they tell you if you don't want to have a lot of viruses and stuff, you have to update to keep your computer updated. So, well, this is, you can do that. You can tell your computer, look, I want to start this computer, but I want you to first to update it and then start the computer again for me. Then you can also start update and then shut it down. So one is to update and shut, and the other one is to update and start. So the two of them that are available to you. However, if you don't like to keep that shut down, you can come up here, right? You come up here, or just anyway, you right click, use your mouse. I hope I have told you about this mouse thing. Use your mouse and right click. Why it doesn't want to work? Oh boy. It doesn't want to work for me today, but I will try to see how it works. What I wanted to do is how to change that, but this computer doesn't want to work. I don't know why. It should actually give me properties, and then if I click on that properties, it will then allows me to change that shutdown to whatever I want from this whole list here. Right? So that's something that you can do. Unfortunately, I cannot do it in this computer. I'll find out why, and maybe I'll come back to you. Right, then that's actually everything to do with the start button. If you have any question, please direct the question to your lecturer. Right, now on the here on the desktop here, we still have a lot of stuff that we want to come and do. But first, let us go back to the control panel or to this start menu. There's one thing that you need to know. You see that this computer there, you can easily find out information about your computer. For example, what if I want to know what my computer has inside? Well, I just right-click, use the button on the right of your mouse, point and right-click, and then you go to Properties. Once you click on Properties, this screen comes up. Now, you see, I get a lot of information here. What am I doing? I'm using the operating system I'm using is Windows 8.1, and this the enterprise version of it. There's probably a profession, there's another one, there's another, there are quite a lot of them normally. And then I'm given information about what is inside my computer. So if you are going to buy a computer, this is something you need to know. So you come up here and you see I'm using a Core i5 here, and it's running at 2.2 gigahertz. And I'm also told the RAM or the memory that is in my computer, 4 gig. Of course, it's less than that, but that's what I'm given. And then I'm told what is the system type, the bus that is running inside my computer. So you must have talked about your buses. The buses, when you're doing module 1, you should have spoken about the buses in your computer. And that means I'm running with 64-bit per bus. So that means the buses that are running in my computer, they are 64. Of course, there are a lot of other stuff here, but they are not important. But these 3 are important. There's only one thing that we need to know. That's the hard drive. How much can I store in my computer? So it's not mentioned here, but we will find a way to get to it. I'm going to show you how to do that very soon. Of course, there's a pen and touch. Well, we don't have any pen. We have a touch screen, so a touch input because this is a laptop, so there are not a lot of information here. But these four here, the first four are very important. So it's the operating system, the processor, the memory, and the type of your bus. Now, the other stuff that we can get here is this control panel. I told you we'll come back to this control panel. I'm not going to spend a lot of time showing you what is in there, but I'm going to take out certain things that I think are very important. First of all, let us look at it. One, now when you get the control panel, when you open it, sometimes it looks like this. If you don't like this idea, which I don't, you can change it here. Come up here, you click on there, and you say, no. I want categories. So when I go to categories, I get these categories. So I have my system and security, I have my network and the internet, etc., etc. So today we're going to have a look at this. I'm going to just quickly show you how to work with this, and I'm going to look at that one, and I'm going to look at this one here, and maybe that as well. So, but quickly. Right. So let's have a look at them. Let's have a go. So the internet, you can see there are a lot of groups here you can actually be sharing, but what is important to me is this one. When you are in UNAM, you get your money from the government. Hopefully there will be money. And then you can buy your laptop. You want to change it to UNAM. You can see, you can actually put UNAM website here. See, that's general. You can put UNAM website here. Then there is something called security that allows you what do you want to watch, what do you want to come into your computer, right? So you can also restrict some of the file, some of the sites, and you put a password there. So if you have your kids at home and you don't want them to see certain things, you can actually tell your computer, don't allow them to see that. Privacy. How much information do you want to go out of your computer to other people? Remember, security. This one allows you to block things that are coming in, and the other one allows you to stop things that are going out. Content. This is how much. What do you want? What do you want to allow into your computer? So, do you want the site that you are visiting to give you a certificate that they are proper sites? Okay, so you can actually tell the computer there's actually something called connection, and this is what you're going to do most of the time. Most of the stuff, the items are already set. So, but this one, you need to set it up. When you get your stuff from the, I don't know whether it's Telecom or MTC, you can set up. If you want to manually set it up, you can actually do it from here. Okay, but it's not. I wouldn't advise you to do that because the settings might be a little bit tricky. So allow the computer to do that for you. However, I'm going to go to this. We have learned about LAN or LAN in when we're doing our module 1. Now, local area network. So we in UNAM use those area or local area networks. We have actually 2 of them. One is a wired one, and the other one is a wireless. So if you want to set up your computer for a wired network, you can click on LAN settings. You are given this. Now there are certain addresses here, certain addresses here, like this address here. This is for Shakati campus, and you can tell your computer, I want you to automatically detect. Now this is a little bit tricky because you must have the address somewhere set up. Okay, so and we are setting it up here. So you want to automatically detect that, and then you want to use the proxy. Proxy is actually our gateway that allows us to go outside. But if you are using this address, you want to bypass because you are already inside. You don't want to go outside and come inside. You just work inside. You don't go outside, but you can use that address. You can tell, I don't want you to go to the proxy. I just want you to work within. Right? Of course, there is this advanced here, allows you to set this part here, this part here. Normally, if you don't know what that is, you can copy it from a computer that is already having it, or you can ask any of the people at the computers, people who are working at computer center or the computer technician in your campus. They will help you to get this number. And once, or probably they are already there anyway. So you go there and copy it and put it in your computer. It allows you to run seamlessly with certain programs. There's something called a port. I don't think you want to know that, but let's just leave it alone. Right? You click OK, and you click OK, and you click OK, and your system should be up and running. Of course, if you are going to use wireless, when you come to connection, you come up here, please just deactivate everything here. Just click there, and everything's deactivated. The wireless, in most areas, they don't like using those, so they don't like using proxies and whatever. So you would probably want to take this off. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cancel that. Of course, there are programs that you can run on your system, and they are advanced. And I'm not sure you want to do this. So please, if you want to get somebody to help you out, they can help you out with this, right? But programs are easy because that's just this no simple programs that are there. But if you go to advanced, you can inadvertently stop your computer working or working properly because you have clicked on some of this stuff that you don't know what they are. So it's nice to ask somebody who actually have some experience to tell you what to do. So once you are done, you can go apply, and then the computer will do whatever you tell it. Next item that you want to have a look at quickly is this program. It's important in the sense that most of us, when we are going to delete programs, we normally want to delete a program. You just go there and then go to the hard drive and delete it from there. Well, that is not very good because it will just slow your computer down. And the best way to do it is to come up here to uninstall. And then once you click on uninstall, the computer will give you all the programs that are installed in your computer. And then you decide to pick one that you want to get rid of. Now, my advice, do not take or do not delete a program that you are not sure of. For example, if you don't know what Microsoft Silverlight 3 SD card is, do not delete it. Because if you do, your computer might stop working. You don't want that. So if you are coming here to delete something, be sure that you are going to delete something you know. For example, you come here and you said, okay, I don't want Microsoft Project Professional. I'm going to delete it. Yes, go ahead, delete it. You know. Okay, so that's something you can do. Right. Now, the other program that the other stuff that I want us to touch on is this creating account. So if you are at home and you have your dad, your mom, and your siblings, and they are all using one computer at home, you don't want people to continuously look into what is in your account, you can create your account. You can create your own account. So you go there and you go to account, and once you come to this, you say, should be somewhere here. Honestly, we go to our manage account. So we go to manage account somewhere. It says add account or no. Yeah, you can add an account. So you add an account and the password. So that is not the right account. No, that's not the right account. I think there's something wrong with someone. Am I reading this right? No. Right. So, but change account type. No. No. It should say add account, and then you can add a different account to your system. So if you want to add a different account, you can quickly add a different account and create it there. It should be in there somewhere, but I don't know where it is, honestly. Come on. Oh, this computer is giving me a headache. Right, now the other stuff that we have here is personalization. This we will do quite a lot. I will do that in the next section, but this section I will leave it alone. Right. The other item that I want you to do is this. I think this is also going to be too much for this section. Maybe we should leave this. And then I want to go to systems. The systems here, some of us who are using batteries, we have batteries. You can have, if you're using batteries, you have a laptop, please come up here and tell your computer exactly how much light do you want and what do you want to do if the computer it has been open for a long time. Do you want it to switch off so that you can save your battery life, your battery and power? So you can actually come up here and set. So battery settings, you come up to battery settings and you can tell, I want to save some power. There's balancing, of course. When you use balanced, it's like you are using a lot of power and using too little power, so you are somewhere in the middle. But if you are here at saving battery, the computer will do quite a lot of things on its own without telling you. For example, if it stay too long without anybody working on it, it will just switch to a dark screen. Right. There is firewalls. This allows you to put in some work. There are updates where if you want to update your systems, tell your computer, like turn automatic updating on or off, so you can actually do this automatically. And if you are connected to the internet the whole day, you can tell your computer to update at 4 o'clock in the morning while you are sleeping. So you can actually do it. Tell your computer here. Of course, you can look at, we have already looked at the RAM and the processor speeds and whatever. We have done that using the other system, but you can also do it from here. There are quite a lot of other stuff here that you can use, of course. So storage space, of course, we didn't look at storage space, but you can actually have a look at it here, but I'm not, this is my best way to look at it. So I will probably tell you where to look for it. All right, so I'm going to close that again. So that is the control panel, and then like that. So then there's these two that we are going to have a look: the clock and the appearance. Now this easy access. This is for people who have disabilities. They will probably be able to use this. If you don't have good eyesight, you can tell your computer, please, I want to make my letters big, or you then want to talk to your computer instead of typing. You can tell your computer, I want to talk to you. You can do it here. Also, this allows you to see what is attached to your computer, what is inside your computer for the hardware and the sound system. So you can look at the devices that are connected to your computer, and you can look at the printers that you can print. You can also add some, for example, if you want to put to add RAM to your computer. You have 4, so you want to make it 8. So you then tell your computer, I want to add this, I want to do that. So the computer can actually be in a mood to accept whatever you're putting up. All right, so I'm going to stop here for this, and I'm going to do another lesson that will give us more in terms of the other two, and then we are going to learn to do other things like creating folders, sticking our programs on the desktop, on the start on the status bar and on the start menu. So on the taskbar and the start menu. So we are going to do that quickly. But for this program, we are going to close here. Thank you very much for listening.